for me, I mean, having Owen taken in that way and me still loving him as much as I do, I feel like I've been blessed in that. I know now, like, what is unconditional love because he can't give me anything for my love, you know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just love him so much, and like, that's where I think that it's something beautiful that they leave behind. And, you know, when we do these things, it's like we're not getting, I don't get paid. I'm a volunteer. I'm doing this because of my son. And there's nowhere for me to spill out my love now other than, you know, and showing that I care. You know, I'm doing this for him. Sorry, you're making me cry because you were emotional earlier. I usually don't
you
cry
know,
with people on here, and the dad's making me cry.
you
But
know,
you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
I
a
do.
weird
You know,
legacy thing that you're like, I never thought I would even do anything important in this world. I worked as a wedding planner and all that for a long time. And I always thought
yeah,
to myself, I want to do something more meaningful.
yeah.
But my
Look at
son
me.
gave me that, you know, purpose in this world now that I'm very like sad that it's for that reason. But at the
Yeah,
same time, you know, I feel like called to do it. And I know you guys are doing amazing things with your work for Addie. I mean, she was your very first, and you guys are just helping
so I'll
so
tell
many people.
you one thing very similar. I often I think people sometimes wonder why Adam, why do you work like you have a full-time job? Why do you come home? Why do you feel that you need to talk to these families? And I do it in the honor of my daughter. And you know, maybe that's weird to people, but other people don't know uh, how profoundly our children changed us. My daughter changed me. You know, she was never here. She never took a breath on this earth, but she made an impact. Uh, she she touched me. She changed me. She made me a softer person. She made me a better person. So for that, I want to help other people, and I don't want anybody to forget what she's done for me in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of where I also feel like I spend a lot of time on this. And I think to myself, well, if Owen was here, I would spend that amount of time with him. So I still feel like, in a way, I'm a mother to three, which I am. But, you know, I don't have a physical way to show how I'm mothering Owen other than through this advocacy work that I'm doing now with Push for Empowered Pregnancy. And on my own account here, I'm on here all the time, but and connecting with families like you do. My
Yeah,
main goal is prevention because I definitely don't want others to walk our walk here. Like, I just hope that anything that I share can go not just to the lost families, but to their friends. And we all try, right? We've all learned our horrible lessons through loss, but we don't want other people to learn this way. We want them to be able to learn and see, you know, improve the care for these families and
yeah,
not have anyone suffer in such a way that it's like trauma after trauma, you know. Depending on your doctors and everything, you might come through with like multiple traumas, you know, with the way you're treated after loss.
you know, I we get a lot of families that come to us and they're angry. Uh, they're very angry. You know, they don't know where to be angry. You know, that's part of the trauma.
Yeah.
You know, the way they were treated. I've heard some crazy things. I don't know what's true sometimes. You know, I don't ask. I don't pry. I just listen to what they have to say. And one thing you said there that really hit home for me is that uh, for me, and I tell a lot of people, you know, just because your children aren't here doesn't mean you stop parenting them. You parent them differently. You know, this foundation is my time with my daughter. This is how I parent her. You know, when families light a candle on Wave of Light, that's how you parent your daughter. You think about her, you do things for her, or you do something completely on your own. There are no rules to this. You
Mm-hmm.
do what makes you feel good. You know, if you want to take a bear and take pictures with your family, that's what you should do.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do. I
Exactly.
hold him now in my interviews, actually, because he's the weight of my son. So it's weird to like, I
I,
had him
I,
have,
I don't
I
know if I
got him
have.
this year. So I'm like, this is a new thing to me. But
I'm trying to find.
this is Mama Bear's beautiful bear that they made for me, and I gave one away this year. But it
I don't know
wasn't
if you
something
could
I actually
see.
thought I wanted because I already had some bears. Oh,
There's our rainbow baby with our little bear.
how are they with
It's a
Adalyn's memory? Do you guys? I know you guys include her or them in all her things, and do they have
you
conversations
know
about it yet, or how are they feeling?
they're young. I don't know that they necessarily understand. They call her Addie Sissy. Um, they know. Chloe says it all the time, like, "Oh, that's your sister in heaven," and I don't think they know what that means at all. But
Yeah.
they say it.
Well, have
The
they
bear.
seen like they saw photos or pregnancy photos or anything like that?
You know, honestly, I never thought to show them the pregnancy photos. I guess maybe
I was
we
just
should have.
curious because my daughter
Yeah,
didn't meet my son because she was young then, and so we didn't do that. But
yeah,
she saw a picture of him one day just next to my bedside, and she said, "Whose baby is that?" And I said, "Well, that's your brother." And this is when I was grieving, so I was in my room every day crying. I didn't leave the
yeah.
house. But I said, "Oh, that's Owen," and she says, "But you guys got to hold him, and you didn't tell me, and I didn't hold him," and I felt so horrible. But she was only 3.5 at the time. We didn't know how she would take, holding a baby that wasn't moving and all. We didn't want to traumatize her for life, so we didn't know how that would be. And she just
There's,
like it was so like I don't know, her feeling of not being able to hold her own brother. It was just broke my heart, and I was like, gosh, she probably would have just looked at him like, oh, a beautiful sleeping baby, and I get to hold my brother. She probably just would have known like the love of that moment and not thought of the death so much because I don't even know that they understand that then. But
honestly, and I touched on it a little bit before. You know, one thing we did, we felt so private when we lost Addie. My family was there, but we didn't let anybody see her. And I've moved on. Like, did I slightly regret it? I don't know. But like I said, you just can't. You have to be easy on yourself. You don't know how to feel. You don't know how to react. There is no right way to do anything. The right way to do it is how you did it because that's how it happened, and you only get one chance.
yeah.
And you did the best you could at that moment.
And it's so hard because after I see Kristen on here saying she did the same where her daughter was 3.5 and they didn't have her meet their son. Yeah, I've heard it all kinds of ways. And actually the people who have done it where they meet the siblings never ever heard of something bad out of that. And I see really pretty photos of that situation and I do have a little regret about it. But like you said, I had no clue what I was doing. I was in
Yeah,
survival mode.
that's it. That's it. You don't know how to react at that point. So yeah, like we said, we didn't even know if we wanted pictures. We didn't even know if we wanted to hold her. We didn't know what we wanted. They kind of we had a wonderful nurse kind of swoop us up and said, "Here you go, guys. If you don't want to look at these photos later, you don't have to."
It's really
But you
important to have someone there. That's why we do focus on that too sometimes. I don't do a lot because we're not really in the bereavement area, but I know a lot of people who are, and it's just, depending on the hospital, what the nurse and anyone there tells you, you can do, you don't even have an idea. Like, it's not something you researched before. Some people
it's
know,
something that you purposefully neglect to
right?
look at.
Yeah, you're not going to
Yeah.
want to be prepared for that
Yeah.
moment. But that it
No,
should be
absolutely.
available. I feel like every hospital should have a nice little plan to present and options and not just like, so do you want to do this? Okay, no, next thing off the list. It feels very like for me it was done that way, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that you
Yeah.
guys know better.
Honestly, we that's one of our missions. There's so many aspects to this lost community, and I'm glad you're doing a lot of things that we've never touched on. There's just so many aspects we could do with our foundation. Could you send nurses and doctors away for training for bereavement training?
I think
That's a
so.
I
That's
think
to
so
me
too.
very just in having them train on like how to say things too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sensitivity training, I guess is the word, sensitivity. Like some people just don't think and they call it like a fetal demise or something. They put that in the paper in front of you or whatever, like wording that doesn't really feel good when you're talking about your child that just passed.
Yeah, yeah, and some of
So,
the doctors, they feel cold.
hmm
They've been through I'm sure they've seen a lot. Some doctors cried with us there. It's such a whirlwind of emotions and so many things going on.
right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about what you guys do for Adalyn or any advice or anything?
So yeah, obviously we run the Adalyn Rose Foundation. I've gone over that so many, but the amazing thing is that over the last 2 years, our foundation has grown a lot. Um, we have been able to fundraise a good amount of money to be able to help families, and we have a lot of expansion. Like I said, there's so many different avenues and so many people that need help. Uh, you know, the support group community is very lacking. Nobody knows where to turn. The meetings that are going on now uh, are inconsistent and not run well. So we want to make sure we have something consistent for families that need it in our area. Um, we're launching a safe sleep initiative. We've partnered with Halo, and we're going to be giving out uh, a bassinet pack and play that is safe for children to sleep in up until 18 months.
Hmm.
And our goal this December is to be able to get 60 of them out to local nonprofits that can get them in the hands of people uh, that can help prevent uh, SIDS and
Right.
other deaths from infants.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
it's grown.
it's so much work, but at the end of the day, it feels good, right? Once you're seeing some change happening. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast. I'm glad you guys are growing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, and I appreciate you giving me this platform to talk.
I
You
love it.
know,
Actually, I would love to invite you back now that I got you and see if I can get like four dads at a time because we could do up to four on here. I
yeah,
just think it's so
absolutely.
important. Like, just keep sharing. You guys are just as much involved in this as we are. And, unfortunately, like with women's maternal health always getting the raw end of the deal, I think if we have more fathers, raising your voices and support, and also, you guys are upset with us. I mean, we need everybody to help fight against this stillbirth and, pregnancy loss crisis and, make sure everyone knows it should be a priority for everyone because it could happen to anybody, any family. And there are
Yeah,
certain areas that it happens more, but even just in the healthy pregnancies that I've interviewed so far, everyone had pretty good health and was doing all the appointments, doesn't smoke, all that stuff. And you're like, well, what the heck? Like, why would they lose their child out of nowhere? And it's just you're blindsided. You don't have enough information to even try to prevent something. So
yeah,
I think,
absolutely. What about you? Do you have any other additional questions? Anything
no,
you've
I
ever
love everything you're
wondered?
doing. Anyone who's watching, please make sure you follow them. I know a lot of you probably are here because you know this amazing family, but I would love to. I'm always resharing your stuff on my stories too, but
I see that.
anything
Thank you
you
so much.
guys, yeah, anything you guys need, we're here for you too. And I think we're working on different areas of the problem, which is great, because we all need to fix
Yeah, one
something.
thing. Yeah, one thing. Everybody who's on here and who watches this, we'd love to have you in our Empty Stroller
Yes.
5K. We do it virtually. You could do it around the country, or you could join us in person. We rented a whole stadium to do it in this year. I remember doing it last year. This was kind of my brainchild. I saw a story of a man who lost his child to stillbirth, and he ran marathons with an empty stroller, and everybody looked at him like he was crazy. And I thought, you know what, that's really a profound idea. What a way to get your message across. So what you're doing, you're running to honor your baby or your granddaughter or your uh, grandson, your niece, your nephew, and
And
or just
everything that you raise money for is just so needed. So I really do hope everyone watching, go check that out. Support. You can donate or you can be one of the virtual runners or come over there. I can't be there in person, but I'll try to sign up this weekend virtually. I have been so busy, but I
perfect.
would love to be
We
a
we'd
part of
be
that too.
yeah, we'd be glad to have you.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to meet you and your wife, and Adalyn's story is just, just as heartbreaking as all of them, but it's so inspiring what you guys are doing too. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
a
thank
lot of
you
hope.
for, like I said, giving me the platform to share her story. It feels good to talk about my daughter whenever I can. So I know
Yeah.
it's sad. I know maybe I cried a little bit, but
Watch it back later. I could edit that out. No, I'm just kidding.
nah, leave it
No,
in
the
there. I
tears
want
are
people to
good.
know.
It's the love
Yeah,
spilling out of us, you know.
yeah,
I cried a
absolutely.
couple times this week already. It's the build up because your birthday just passed, your special day, and mine's coming the 3rd of October. So I'm
Yeah,
in that same space of like anxiety over how am I gonna feel. I'm already feeling sad about it. I wish he was here to do the party instead of us. We're gonna do a giveaway for him and just celebrate him as much as we possibly can. But it's not the same. So
yeah, I do know. I do, unfortunately.
well, thank you and keep doing what you're doing and let us know how we can also support. We'll be happy to do so with Pusher Empowered Pregnancy. We're also doing the Still Counts org. That's our other Instagram right now that we just opened up for our Still Counts awareness campaign for October. And we're doing a big event October 1st, which will be in New York City. And people will be able to see virtual because I'll do this live while they're there. Hopefully, we'll coordinate so they can kind of show you what's happening over there. So we'll
Amazing.
always
I can't
remember
wait.
our babies and we won't stop doing what we're doing for them and for everyone else.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a
Have a
great
great
night,
night.
Adam. Take care.
You as well.